In this video, I'm going to show you how I transform these chairs, and I use a Paint Pixie brush, DIY paint, a sanding sponge, and a water bottle. You have to saturate the fabric before you paint it. That's one of the keys. Then just paint it on. Velvet type fabrics require several coats. So this is definitely something that's messy and it takes several days to do because each coat has to dry in between. As you can see, DIY paint is highly pigmented. It is literally transforming this chair right before our eyes. But it's going to take a few coats to get the depth of color that I was looking for. It doesn't take long, but very quickly you can see the transformation happening from orange to teal. So this is this is liquidy. This is all liquid, and I'm just going to start painting it on. And it's just going to get in the fibers of the fabric and dye it. This is a multi-step process because we really want this to be totally and completely dyed. And when I'm done, the paint will not come off. Right now, if I rub my hands on it, the paint will come off my hands. But once I'm finished, the paint will not come off at all. And it will look amazing and it will not be crunchy because of how I'm going to seal it and what I'm going to do. So as you can see, there's so much pigment in this water, and it's because I'm using a clay-based paint, DIY paint. A little bit goes such a long way. And I'm going to get my work out. I'm going to work this in. This does two things. This is what helps it not to get crunchy, but this also gets it in the fibers. So that's the tip. On day 3, I looked at the chairs and I could still see some orange showing through. So I went ahead and I applied a third coat. Of course, it had to completely dried because clay-based paint dries a little bit lighter, and you have to look at it when it's dry to figure out where you want to go with it. And for me, I wanted something deeper and richer. Now this could be totally okay for you, and you could have sealed it at this point and then painted the rest of the chairs. But I wanted more teal. I'm sure in the background you are hearing some little sounds coming out from behind me where I was painting. I was painting there because I was trying to stay with my dog and her puppies to stay close by. She had just had this litter and we're so proud of her. She's a new mom and she's done an amazing job. And she's got 6 beautiful puppies. They're Mini Australian Shepherds. Once I was satisfied with the fabric color, I started painting the frame of the chair. And I knew I wanted a very blended look. When I first started, I didn't have a plan. I just started slapping the paint on. I used Old 57, Sea Glass, Apothecary, a little bit of Bohemian Blue, a little bit of Tarnished Pearl. My favorite part of DIY paint is just to be able to play with the colors and just layer them and just see what happens. You don't have to have a plan, just throw the paint on there and it comes together. Here's what the puppy looks like at 2 weeks old. I've staged them behind a piece of wall art mixed media piece that I created using DIY Paint IOD molds and clay and voice cycle decoupage papers. You can purchase IOD or DIY on my website, chalkitupwithlisa.com. I love the way that they turned out. I took their pictures several weeks with that just to show their growth. So what I'm doing is I'm really getting it in there. I'm saturating this water into the fabric because that's how we dye and that's how we're going to seal it. Like I said, the sanding sponge is your friend. So I like to just do one last sand because I don't want tie-dye. And that's why we use the sanding sponge, because we really want this to get in every single fiber and where we work the paint in there. And because it's a clay-based paint, DIY paint is reactivated with water. So it's not sealed until it's sealed. All right, so I've got this pretty loaded down wet, and now I'm gonna take the watered down liquid patina that I added a little bit of blue to. And it's a different color blue, but it's still boho blue and it's gonna get in there. It looks different because it's so watered down into the white liquid patina. The liquid patina is milky white until it dries, and then it dries clear. So I'm just trying to get it in these fibers. So I'm going to take my sanding brush block and see, I'm just working it in every which way. Because our liquid patina is also a top coat. You could use Big Top, which is our other sealer. And I've heard of people using wax, but I haven't tried it. I'm doing Debi's Design Diaries technique. She's the owner of DIY Paint, and she has an awesome YouTube channel where she shows a lot of really cool ideas for using DIY paint. And she has like over 200,000 subscribers, so she's always doing something really far out there, like something different that no one else has done. And everyone is always trying to mimic what she does. I mean, I think that's a great sign that she's doing something amazing, that people are wanting to do it as well. So she's the one that came up with this technique, and it worked for her, and it's worked for me. And so once this dries tomorrow, what I'll do is take this sanding block and I'll go through the whole fabric again, because I'm gonna work out any of the crunchiness. And once you do that, it will not be crunchy again.
Here's a look at the puppies at 4 weeks old. They are so lovable. They bring us so much joy. The daddy, which is the black tri, and the mom, which is the red merle, are loving them, and we got new puppies. And so here is the finished look. After I painted them, I hand waxed them, and I loved the way that it turned out. I ended up also adding a little bit of cake batter just for some contrast, and I love the way that it looks. It looks aged and worn, and that's just the way that I love my furniture. Please subscribe to my channel. Also visit my website, chalkitupwithlisa.com. You can also visit me on my Facebook page by the same name. All of my links are in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below and let me know what you think about these chairs.